So let's start off with a nice comfortable sit. Maybe cross your legs the opposite way to the way you normally cross them. And let's start by having a bit of a wiggle. Just give the shoulders a wiggle this morning. So when you push a shoulder forward and the other one back, think about how that's feeling in your spine and the front of your body. And when you're raising a shoulder and lowering a shoulder, think about how that feels in your shoulders, in your neck, and the top of your back, and the sides of your body. So a really big wiggle. Push into those hands on your knees. Round them round, backwards and forwards. Try and find as many different movements as you possibly can in your upper back and upper body. Nice. Wiggle around and then circle your rib cage. A little bit of belly dancing. There we go. And from there, hopefully you've got a little bit more movement, a little bit more space. Let's take the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Now at the same time, dropping down into your sit bones, into your pelvis. Legs relaxed, arms relaxed, hands completely supported. Getting that length in the sides of your body as well, and in the front. So just noticing where your torso is. Do you need to roll your lower back out just a tiny bit? Do you need to lean backwards? Do you need to lean forwards? And then close your eyes. Gather your attention in towards yourself. Bring it right in as if you're pulling the space around you closer in towards your body, towards your heart center. And noticing your breath here. How are you just naturally breathing? And how have you been breathing today? Hopefully in the regular way. In and out, filling up your lungs, letting go of the air. I mean, at what pace and at what depth? And let's start to manipulate that breath a little. So taking a longer in-breath and an even longer out-breath. Really taking your time with each part of the breath. So let's break it down into 4 parts. The in-breath, in through your nostrils. When you're completely full in the chest, breathe in a little bit more, take another little gulp in of air, and then hold. We'll hold on that full feeling. And then exhaling slowly and steadily, trying not to let it rush out at the beginning and tail off at the end. Get this even breath leaving the body at the same pace from start to finish. And don't worry, it will take a few rounds perhaps to find that rhythm, to find that pace, to find that peace and calm in the breath. At first, as we start to control the breath, it might feel like we're fighting a little, we're not breathing in enough, we're breathing out too much. Just keep going with that ready, steady on each count kind of breath. Paying attention, paying close attention. So we've covered 3 parts. We've got the in-breath, we've got the hold, we've got the out-breath. When you're completely empty, we'll put in another hold. So that's the 4th part. So on the complete exhalation, exhaling till there's absolutely nothing left. And then we hold. Wait for a moment. And then when you need to breathe in again, trying to control the breath so that it's steady from start to finish. So go at your own pace, and we'll do 3 rounds. Adding in that hold and adding in that extra in and that extra little out breath. Puts your torso under a little bit of pressure. You feel that movement in the body. Just noticing, and at the same time as controlling the breath, trying to relax your shoulders, relax your torso, relax your jaw. Taking that control of breath to the point where you're in complete control of your breath. And at the same time, the rest of your body is relaxed. You're not raising your shoulders. You're not making it a stressful situation for the body. Almost to that point. So it's just finding that lovely little point of balance where you're in complete control, you're manipulating your breath, but the rest of your body isn't unconsciously joining in by tensing muscles. Make this your last. And then gently opening your eyes. Well done. It's always a bit difficult controlling your breath. We're so used to just letting that be an unconscious action controlled by all the stuff that goes on in the background. Bringing your legs out in front of you now and bringing your toes towards your face, flexing your heels away from you. And again, dropping down into your sit bones, so noticing that lovely solid base, grounded, grounding, wide shoulders, dandasana, staff pose. So there's a little bit of engagement through your legs. Yeah, so controlling the breath can be quite tiring. It's very good practice for your lungs. It's very good practice to soothe your parasympathetic nervous system, which in these days, most of us is far too fired up. Let's take the arms up. So we've got arms in line with legs. And then we're going to just gently seesaw. We're going to keep the arms up so we can just see our movement. And we're going to fold forward. Small movement, reaching forward and then coming back. So go back past the midpoint. So we're doing a little bit of a lean back. Don't worry about your legs still sliding. Just coming back as far as works for you. Feeling that core switching on and engaging. And then we're going to be gently leaning forward. A bit like rowing a boat. So we're going to add the breath in now. As we lean back, we're breathing in. As we lean forward, we're breathing out. Singing row, row, row boat is optional here. Maybe focus on the breath first. So moving backwards and forwards, going as far as works for you. Hopefully on that forward fold, you really feel that along the whole of the backs of your legs, especially the backs of the knees, backs of the thighs. And then when you come back, keeping your back lovely and straight, neck and head in line, that core switching on, feeling that the weight of your legs is helping you here, keeping you from falling over backwards. And then moving as slowly as works for you with the breath. One last one, coming back, come back as far as works for you. I know if you've got a nice sticky mat, which is lovely for downward facing dog, it can be a little hard because your feet get stuck a little on your mat. I don't have that problem today. I've got a very slippery surface, so nice slidey heels on that. Reaching forward and come back to neutral. Well done. Let's come into Baddha Konasana. So we're going to warm the hips up a little. We'll do some nice standing hip work today. And we're also going to work on opening up the front of the body, getting a lovely stretch, just calming the vagus nerve and having a nice stretch there. So knees out to the side, feet drawing in towards you. This is definitely one of those asanas that the more you do it, the more you can see how your body is getting a little stretchier, a little bit more flexible. Doing this once a week is better than nothing at all, but it can actually be a little frustrating at times because you kind of go, this is exactly where I was last week. So sitting like this to watch television or as cooking might be a little hard unless you're perhaps chopping vegetables or something on the floor. Is a great idea. Incorporating asana or asana-like movements into your everyday life is a really effective way to get just your body more mobile and stronger and more supported. So we're pushing the knees out. Looks like we're doing nothing, just sitting here chatting. Well, me chatting anyway. But pushing the knees down. And then we're going to be adding on here. So holding onto your feet to draw yourself forward, or touching the floor, or pushing down on your knees, whatever works for you. We're going to go for a little bit of a lean forward. Trying to intensify that stretch in the groin and the inner thighs. And with each in-breath, drawing away, giving yourself a little space. And without each out-breath, folding forward a little further. Okay, come to the point where you are really feeling that tension, that stretch in your hips, in your thighs, maybe even in your knees. And do tiny microscopic little, microscopic is not quite the right word, is it? Micro movements, backwards and forwards. At the same time, trying to relax the muscles in your thighs, trying to relax the muscles in your legs. So we allow them to just stretch rather than contracting at the same time. Relax your calves, relax your thighs. And then coming all the way back up. Well done. Not easy doing that, and it can be quite frustrating. So patience and kindness towards yourself at all times, please. Coming up into a squat now. Let's start to move. So come up into your squat. Nice flat-footed squat if you can. Move your feet out to the sides. Move your body forward or backwards. Use your hands for support. If you're up on toes, of course, that's fine. Just be mindful of your balance. And again, experiment with your squat by moving your legs out to the sides or just changing where your weight falls. Maybe you can take your weight further back. Always working on trying to get those heels down to the floor. And then again, another nice heels to the floor. So now we're going to move into downward facing dog from here. So hands coming to the floor in front. We're going to lift up quite slowly into our down dog and keep knees and torso together. So all we're going to do is straighten the knees And send the bottom up into the air while keeping the thighs and the chest together. I think I might have just said knees and chest. Well, it's also knees and chest. So here we go in this awkward half fold, half down dog pose. And then allow your legs to straighten fully, bringing your torso away, and step your feet into your regular distance for downward facing dog. What works for you? Nice wide shoulders, and send your sit bones up towards the ceiling. So allow your head and neck to be completely at rest. Shake your head from side to side, nod your head up and down. Make sure that your neck is relaxed, head and face and jaw completely relaxed. Pulling your belly button gently up into your spine. Starting to straighten your knees completely, but not locking the legs, and at the same time taking your heels down to the mat. Fingers are wide, palms are flat to the floor. Well done. We're going to take the right leg up and out behind, stretching that right leg out, keeping your hips level. So don't allow your right hip to start flying up into the air as it might want to, and then tucking that right knee right into your chest and stepping your right foot forward. The right foot comes forward, left foot back, bringing yourself up to standing, taking your arms up and sinking down, bending your right leg. We find ourselves in Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. So sinking a little lower, adjust your feet if you need to. Squeezing into that left glute, easing into your lower back. And then swooping around. Let's come to the other side. So exactly the same on the other side. Arms are up lovely and tall. Chin is lifted. Chest is lifted. Lengthening through that back leg. Squeezing into that right glute. And then bringing yourself all the way up. Arms out to the side. Prasarita Padottanasana. So a nice forward bend here. Think about that stretch in the backs of your legs, folding forward as much as you can. And then rolling up, coming up to standing, and we're coming into our tree posture. So taking yourself onto your left foot, and adjust this a little. So left foot is your standing foot. Left leg's your standing leg. That's better. And let's take the right foot into that spleen point on the left leg, pushing the heel just gently into that calf, and at the same time trying to get that right knee out as much as possible. So again, a little bit of work into the hip here. And just having your arms by your sides with your sternum lifted, shoulder blades moving just a millimeter or two down your back. And then let's slide that right foot up just below the knee. Trying to stay focused. Pick a point to stare at. And then taking that right foot up the left leg and a little bit higher, pressing now into your standing leg, keeping your standing leg completely solid. If this isn't working today, and sometimes it just doesn't, come to resting with your right foot just on your left calf, or in the first position. Taking your arms up. And then taking them all the way up, either straight up ahead of you or bring your hands together. Opening your shoulders out to the sides, helping you to open up the chest and lengthen through the front of your body. Notice your lower back and your bum here. Try to keep everything nice and level along the back line, not sticking your hips out. And then we're going to take our arms down and hold on to the right leg, bringing your right leg up, holding on just under the thigh or on the calf and bringing that knee up as high as you can, squeezing into your torso. And we're still doing a lot of work on that standing leg. Well done, standing leg. We're now going to bring the foot out. Oops, try not to fall over. Find a hold. So we're going to do same hand, same leg. So we're going to have right hand on the right foot. So either on your foot or a yoga hold. So the first two fingers just holding onto the big toe with the thumb forming a little lock around. If that position is uncomfortable for you, hold on by your foot or your ankle or your calf. And then we're going to extend that foot out. So right foot extended out. Bring your right shoulder back into its socket. Straightening as much as possible. And we're going to release and hold for 5. So let go and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly lowering down. Give that standing leg a little bit of a kick. And a shake. Well done. We held that for a very long time. Jolly good. Now it's the right leg's time to be strong and stable and steady. Bringing the left foot into the side of that spleen point. Making sure that your hips are level and taking that left knee out to the side. Opening up the shoulders, opening up the chest, shoulder blades moving together. Just a tiny movement. Steadying the breath. Inhaling through your nostrils, exhaling through your mouth. Make sure you feel steady and strong on that right foot. And then we're going to be moving up, if that's appropriate for you. Noticing the sole of your right foot, steady and strong. Finding a fixed point of gaze, your drishti point. Slowing and steadying the breath. Lengthening through the front of your body. Long neck. Crown of the head lifted up towards the ceiling. And then we're coming up, if that's appropriate for you. Finding your nice strong standing leg, engaging all the muscles in the right thigh, in the right leg. Taking the arms out to the side, bringing them up overhead. A nice reach up to the sky, and then bringing your hands together. Elbows back a little. And again, lengthening through the front of your body. Think about that nice vagus nerve meandering around. Let's give it a little bit of a stretch. And then we're going to bring the hands down. Find that left foot, left leg. And the same here. So we're going to have same leg, same arm. Trying to think of the body part there that I needed. So holding on either in a yoga hold, 2 fingers wrapped around the toe, or bringing yourself into holding onto your calf or your foot. Bringing that left shoulder back into the body, keeping the shoulders level, pushing the floor away with your foot. Take a nice deep in and exhale. And then we're going to release and hold. Ready? Release. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly back down. Well done. Let's take the legs wide. Slide your hands down your legs, coming into a nice, easy, wide-legged forward fold. So we've been doing a lot with the legs. There'll be a lot of lovely blood flow to the legs, lots of focus there from the body with all of that balance work you've needed to do. We're just changing that completely by bringing our head and neck, the top of the body down towards the floor in a little bit of an inversion. Bringing your hands to the floor in front of you. Walk them away just a little bit. So not quite as much as downward facing dog, maybe halfway there. And then pressing your weight into your hands, into your shoulders, tipping forward until you've got as much weight as possible into your arms. Sideways here, it might be easier to see. So we're just pushing our body weight into our hands and arms as if we were going to flick our feet up into a handstand. Feel that your shoulders are strong and wide. And then let's bring the knees down to the mat, coming into a tabletop position. So a nice, easy tabletop position. I have to stop using the word easy. It's not always easy. Let's come into our cat-cow combination. Make sure that your shoulders are above your wrists, hips above your knees. And let's move into our cow, flaring the hips up, lifting the head up, sending your chin up to the ceiling. Uncurling and then recurling into cat. Move at your own pace. So if you need to move, try and move with the breath. Exhale to come into cat. Inhaling to come into cow. So moving with each breath, prompted by when you need to take that next breath. That's the starting point for each movement here. This should feel really nice after standing and balancing. This is a really good way to warm up the hips and relax and ease. And the shoulders as well, of course. And then pushing back into balasana. Bring your big toes together. Send your hips back to your heels. Look up first. Have a big stretch and then send your arms forward, lying your body down onto your thighs and bringing your forehead down to the mat. Focusing on your breath here in your balasana, in your resting pose. And relax the muscles in your neck, in your back. And then looking forward to your hands, we're going to come into that loveliest of hip stretches, the pigeon. So bringing yourself forward first into a plank, taking your legs out behind you, squeezing your glutes, lifting your body away from your wrists, so pushing into the floor. Nice long plank. And then bringing your right knee forward to your right wrist, left foot forward to your left hand, right foot forward to your, totally messed up there. The same leg, let's leave the left leg out of it. Let's put the left leg out behind us. The right leg's the only one that's moving here. And we've got right foot to left hand, right knee to right hand. There we go. Thankfully, you know what pigeon is, so I think you probably are here anyway, without my confusing instructions, directions. Pushing yourself away from the floor, push your chest forward. So let's get that length in the back and the front of the body. Shoulders are wide as can be. Sternum is as far forward as it will come. Head just gently lifted. Relax your shoulders now, keeping that space, easing the muscles. If you need to, pop something underneath that right thigh so that you can rest the right thigh. You want to try and have it so that your right thigh isn't floating in space. So a pillow, a bolster, a cushion, even a rolled up towel or a rolled up shawl, all work. And then up to you, if you want to bring yourself up further, come up further. We use the knee and the foot for that. This is a lovely stretch in the front of your body, so we can extend that stretch, lifting the chin. Just engage the left glutes at the same time as trying to relax the right thigh, relax the right side of your body. And then coming forward, taking your elbows and your forearms down to the mat. And reaching forward. Forehead comes down to the mat if that works for you. This really intensifies the stretch. So if you're already feeling like you're at as much of a stretch as works for you, stay where you are. Or release and come off, come up a little higher. Come to where works, where you can relax your legs. It might sound ridiculous, but try and ease the muscles and let go of any tension that you're adding in. Nice deep breaths. Sending that breath on the inhale to wherever feels tight and constricted and uncomfortable. Bringing yourself up now. Let's tuck toes under, so left leg, tuck the toes under, pressing down into those toes, lifting the left leg off, putting your weight into your hands, and we're going to move the right leg back, bringing the right leg into plank position. You might feel a little wobbly and rickety after being in pigeon for so long. Just noticing the sensations now as you hold in plank in your legs. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So we're going to step the left leg forward, sending the right knee down to the ground, releasing the back foot, sliding it away. And again, if you need something under your left thigh now, pop something under there just to bolster you up. So we just hold in this starting position for a moment, just to let the legs settle, let the muscles go, what's happening now? And relax into it. And then we're going to lift up if that works for you, just taking a hand to your left knee, your left foot, extending the sternum forwards, bringing your shoulder blades together, lifting the chin, lifting the head, looking up. Nice, slow, deep breaths. At any point in your practice, you can bring yourself back to that lovely 4-part breath we did right at the beginning. With almost perhaps an imperceptible hold on full and on empty, but just consciously noticing that it's there. And then bringing your hands forward, forearms to the mat, and then entirely folding forward, if that's appropriate for you, if that works, bringing your forehead down to the mat. Otherwise, finding the position that works for you, where you can be the most relaxed in your legs. On this side, all the way forward isn't the posture for me today. Scanning around your body, noticing where you're feeling any kind of constriction, where it's feeling difficult, taking your breath to that space, taking your attention to that area and allowing the muscles to relax. We're constantly moving between conscious control and unconscious control. Our muscles will always do everything that they can to save us, to keep us safe, to protect the joints. And we also get into patterns, so they will slip into patterns. When we're practicing our yoga, when we've got a mindful control of the body, we are manipulating the muscles and moving the body in the way that we want, just to switch things up a little, just to wake up certain muscle groups. And that will require us to persuade some muscles to relax when they're just automatically holding on. Pigeon is a really good way to practice that switching between conscious and unconscious control of muscles. And then we're going to be coming up. So taking your hands to the mat, starting to move into that back foot, taking the toes under, lifting the leg, and then we're going to take the left leg back all the way back into our starting position, back into our plank. And then all the way down. So knees, and then chest and chin, and then belly, extending your feet out behind you. We're going to do another little opening of the front of the body, elbows behind, hands flat to the floor, either side of your chest, and then looking up, looking forward at the same time, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat, engaging the whole of each leg, engaging your pelvis and your hips, and then starting to engage the muscles in your lower back, up into your mid back and upper back. Excuse me. Coming into a baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Squeezing all the muscles in your back as tightly as possible, and then coming back down. Leave your hands where they are for now. Just take your forehead to the mat. Lengthening in the back of the neck. Relaxing the whole of your body. And then we'll move again. So engaging your feet, lifting your head, looking forward, sending the chin forward, relaxing your shoulders, engaging all the muscles in your legs and your glutes and your back to lift, coming into that baby cobra, using all the muscles in your back, and then pushing the floor away, starting to bring your arms into this as well. Sending your chest forward at the same time. So it's not just all in the arms. We also want to lengthen the front of the body, squeezing into the back, squeezing the glutes, engaging the whole of each leg as well. And we're moving from here into Balasana. We're going to come into our counter pose. So coming a little bit forward, taking the pressure off, sending your hips back, bringing your knees under, and folding forward. Forehead down. Bring your arms either side of you. Folding into our Balasana or our pose of the child to ease the lower back and mid back. And then we're going to come up into sitting, because we're going to come into a little bit of side body work, a little bit of twist, a little bit of internal organ massage. So come up onto your heels, and we are going to stay on heels. If heels is very uncomfortable for you, then you're welcome to sit cross-legged. So let's take the right hand down to the floor on the right side. It might just be your fingertips, and the left arm comes up and over, and then we start to bend into the right side. So squeezing into the right, lengthening and stretching onto the left. You might want to get more of a stretch by sending that right arm out even further, or you might be very happy just bending the elbow where you were. So a nice side body opening on the left, and we're crunching and squeezing on the right. And then we're going to come up into a lift all the way out, and the same thing on the other side. So left hand down on the floor, the right arm comes up, and then stretch your left arm out if you need to. We just want to get as much opening in the right side of the body now. So So squeeze into that left side, opening up on the right. And then opening up. So we're going to do a little bit of opening up on the front of the body again. So taking your hands, assuming you're still comfortable sitting on your heels, stay sitting on your heels. If you need to move into Sukhasana or easy cross leg pose, clasp your hands behind you and send your hands out behind, sending your chest forward. A little bit of a lift in the arms. So rolling the shoulder blades behind you, squeezing your shoulder blades as you lift your arms. Feel that stretch in your elbows on the inner edges, insides of your elbows, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then release, bringing your arms around into a nice big hug, wrapping them around. Use the whole of your hand on each shoulder blade to draw yourself round. So rounding the back, rounding the belly, dropping the chin, pulling your shoulder blades gently away from each other. And then we're going to open up. So big arms here, arms straight, taking your hands as far back as possible, at the same time sending your chest forward. Nice, deep, steady, even breaths here. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Really tight squeeze. And then coming forward. Opposite arm on top. You can remember which that was. And then again, rounding, curling, dropping your chin. A lovely cocooning feeling, curling around. And then opening up again, unfurling. And we're going to do a little bit of a twist. So we'll take ourselves over to the left. So your left leg and your right leg are stacked. And I'm going to bring the right knee up. So you've got a little bit of a pretzel going on here. If your foot doesn't comfortably come onto the outside edge of your bent knee, your left knee, you can keep it on the other side, wherever works for you. Sitting up nice and tall, and we're going to move into the open space that we have. So we're going to move around to the left. So left arm comes out, taking the hand down behind you and using your right arm on the inner edge of your right leg to open and twist all the way around. Big twist. Bring your eyes into that as well. Remember to breathe. It's very easy to hold your breath in a twist. Try and breathe. I know it's probably going to only be shallow breaths, but keep them steady. And then release. So first the eyes, then the head, then the torso, and then back to center. And we're going to turn over to the other side. So exactly the same thing. Left leg is going to come over the right knee now. Make sure that both your sit bones are on the mat. Sometimes you can get a little wedged on this right foot. Take the foot out far enough that you've got your hips level on the floor, and then up tall first as we start this posture. And then we're going to take the right arm out drop it behind. Left arm comes on the inner edge of the left leg to give ourselves that twist. Remember the eyes. So lovely open chest. Nice lifted crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Breathing as deep as you can in this posture. And then releasing first eyes, then head and neck, then shoulders, back to center. Coming back into Baddha Konasana, so almost back to where we started. I didn't quite start here, but near enough. Bringing ourselves into your Baddha Konasana just for a moment. Lifting up nice and tall, holding onto your ankles, sending the chest forward, feeling strong in your back, your shoulders, and then relaxing. Bringing your knees together, bringing yourself down to the ground into your Shavasana. So bring yourself into Shavasana. We're going straight into Shavasana today because we did our twist while we were sitting up. Well done. Hopefully you found some little bits of you that need a little bit more work and a little bit more care and love, which is great because when you find those bits, you can do all that nice preemptive care, and noticing is the first part of taking action. Close your eyes, lengthen through your neck, relax your whole body, soften into the mat, relax your feet, relax your hands, relax your neck and throat, relax your legs, relax your arms, relax the whole of your pelvis, and your belly and your chest, relax your shoulders. Taking a deep, easy, steady breath. Breathing in and out at an easy, steady pace. In through your nostrils, out through your mouth, through your nostrils, feeling your whole body soften and ease, completely calm and at peace, strong yet flexible, calm yet ready. Staying here in your Shavasana for as long as you need, focusing on your breath, focusing on keeping that sense of space and relaxation that you've created for yourself.